He was a general, a politician, a writer, a dictator, and ultimately, a man betrayed by his closest friends. His name echoes through time, taught in schools, quoted in movies, and still shaping politics 2,000 years later. But who was Julius Caesar? How did he rise from an ordinary noble to become the most powerful man in Rome? And what caused his tragic downfall? Welcome to 1,000-Year Personalities. In this episode, we dive into the extraordinary life and legacy of Julius Caesar, the man who turned a republic into an empire. Julius Caesar was born in 100 BCE into the Julii family, a patrician house claiming descent from Venus, the Roman goddess of love. But noble blood didn't mean much in the chaotic world of late Republican Rome. Political rivalries were intense. The city was divided by corruption, civil war, and unrest. Caesar's father died when he was just 15. Soon after, Caesar defied the dictator Sulla by refusing to divorce his wife Cornelia. As a result, his property was seized, and he fled Rome. It was a dangerous move, but Caesar was willing to risk everything for his principles and for power. While in exile, Caesar served in the military and quickly proved his bravery. During one mission, he was kidnapped by pirates. When they demanded a ransom, he laughed, saying they were asking for too little. After his release, he hunted the pirates down and crucified them, just as he had promised. By the time he returned to Rome, Caesar had gained a reputation: charismatic, cunning, unafraid. He climbed the political ladder, becoming a lawyer, a public speaker, and then a praetor. He knew how to win the people's favor and, more importantly, how to use it. By 60 BCE, Caesar made a secret alliance with two of Rome's most powerful men: Pompey the Great, a celebrated general; Crassus, the wealthiest man in Rome. Together they formed the First Triumvirate, a political alliance to dominate Roman politics. Caesar was elected consul in 59 BCE and then appointed governor of Gaul, modern-day France. And that's where the real story begins. Between 58 and 50 BCE, Caesar waged a brutal campaign in Gaul. He led tens of thousands of Roman soldiers across rivers, forests, and mountains. He crushed fierce tribes. He built bridges in record time. And he even invaded Britain, something no Roman had done before. He recorded it all in his famous work, Commentarii de Bello Gallico, writing in the third person, turning war into propaganda. By the time he finished, Caesar wasn't just a general, he was a legend. But back in Rome, trouble was brewing. The alliance broke down. Crassus died in battle. Pompey aligned with the Senate and turned against Caesar. The Senate demanded that Caesar disband his army and return to Rome as a private citizen. Caesar refused. Instead, in 49 BCE, he made a fateful decision. He crossed the Rubicon River with his army, declaring war on the Republic itself. "The die is cast," he said. It was a point of no return. The civil war was swift and brutal. Caesar defeated Pompey's forces in Italy, then chased him to Greece, and finally Egypt, where Pompey was assassinated by the Egyptians. There, Caesar met Cleopatra, the young queen of Egypt. Their alliance, both political and romantic, would become legendary. Cleopatra gave birth to Caesar's son, Caesarion. Back in Rome, Caesar was declared dictator. He was no longer just a politician or a general. He was the ruler of Rome. But what he did next surprised everyone. As dictator, Caesar didn't just consolidate power, he reformed Rome. He restructured debts, expanded citizenship, and launched public works to provide jobs. He revised the Roman calendar, creating the Julian calendar, a system that survives today as the foundation of the modern calendar. He expanded the Senate, rebuilt cities, and passed laws to help the poor. He even dreamed of a global empire stretching from Rome to India. But his growing power came with a cost. Not everyone admired Caesar's ambition. Many senators feared he would crown himself king, a title Rome had hated since its earliest days. He began accepting honors usually reserved for gods and monarchs. He wore purple robes, sat on a golden throne. Coins bore his image. Statues were raised in his name. Even his friends grew uneasy. Behind the marble walls of the Senate, A conspiracy formed, led by men who claimed to love the Republic, including Brutus and Cassius. On the morning of March 15th, 44 BCE, the Ides of March, Caesar arrived at the Senate. A soothsayer had warned him, "Beware the Ides of March," but Caesar laughed it off. As he entered, the conspirators surrounded him. One by one, they stabbed. "You too, Brutus?" A man once beloved by the people, feared by the elite, and admired by the world, had fallen by the hands of his own Senate. But Caesar's death did not save the Republic. Instead, it plunged Rome into another civil war. Eventually, his grandnephew and adopted son Octavian rose to power, becoming Augustus, the first Roman emperor. And so the Roman Republic ended. The Roman Empire began. Caesar's name became a title. Caesar became Kaiser in Germany and Tsar in Russia. For centuries, rulers would invoke his name, trying to capture his power, his charisma, his glory. Julius Caesar was more than a man. He was a force of transformation. He expanded Rome, reformed its laws, modernized its calendar, and showed the world how power could be seized, not inherited. He was flawed, yes, ambitious, ruthless, and sometimes arrogant, but also visionary, brilliant, and bold. His story is not just about politics and war. It's about ambition, betrayal, vision, and legacy. In the end, Caesar didn't just change Rome, he changed history. Thank you for watching Thousand Year Personalities. If Julius Caesar's story fascinated you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Drop a comment. Was Caesar a tyrant or a hero? And remember, power may be seized in a moment, but legacy is written over centuries.